Here's the popular and acclaimed, reigning and defending, undefeated IBF and WBC welterweight champion of the world, introducing the truth, Errol Spence Jr. Gentlemen, here is the current defending WBA welterweight champion of the world, introducing 54 Milagros, Yordenis Ugas.
Yordenis Ugas entered the fight as the WBA welterweight champion, having achieved a career-defining victory over Manny Pacquiao in 2021.
That's the power shot. Wow. Ugas landing now, sending the sweat flying from Pacquiao's head. Long arms, tall.
Errol Spence Jr. entered the fight as the WBC and IBF welterweight champion, but the bout carried significant intrigue because it was his return to the ring after overcoming major adversity.
Porter's got a little over a minute to do some damage. Back comes Spence, though.
Spence had survived a horrific car crash, which left him hospitalized and raised doubts about his boxing career.
To open that body up again, he's got to go downstairs. And
Does
you see Pereira
stop?
shaking his head no.
Lawrence Cole reads into it and stops this fight.
The fight was billed as a unification bout for 3 of the 4 major welterweight titles, making it one of the most significant fights of the year.
Weeks ago when he had a trainer's Ugas' win over Pacquiao. Pacquiao was getting old, and he wasn't the same Manny Pacquiao that we saw.
Well, Ismael Salas on the opposite side, they were not impressed with what they saw. Spence is the same fighter physically compared to that.
Errol Spence was 40 to 50% in that fight. And there you see. And he said that version.
What did you take away from that first round, Miguel? He goes, if I get a decision 73 for a 12% connect percentage. Spence.
7-pounders. But Spence
Though by Spence, might have been a grazing shot, but you would think a minute to go here in the second. Spence throws just a step sharper here in this fight against Ugas. Spence is 10 of 97 from the jabs, 10 of 45 for Ugas as we head into the third. There's a left hook by Ugas.
was coming in.
And now Spence looking to hammer away upon Ugas. Look, it dates back to that of what we saw from him against Sean Porter in September of 19.
And you know he wants to make a statement of his own against Yordenis Ugas. Yeah, that is the first warning from Lawrence Cole. And there's a right hand that got through the defense.
That stopped Errol Spence, but Spence
is digging into the body of Ugas, whereas
Spence attacking the body of Ugas, but back comes Ugas. Yordenis Ugas, the WBA champion. A right hand that was blocked by Spence, but a big shot there by Ugas here at AT&T Stadium. As we head towards round number 4, Ugas coming forward, and the action continues to heat up. In that regard, because it is so loud here at AT&T Stadium.
Spence, it was a tale of a half in that round where Spence came aggressive, and then Ugas was able to counter and land on some big shots on Spence.
Ugas 26 of 80 for a 32% connect percentage. Both men, Ugas holds his ground in the center of that ring. He did it
a bit.
But Spence is busy. I gotta say, Miguel.
And Spence was able to connect on 2 straight uppercuts, followed by the left hand, and beautifully. There's a good jab from Spence. And you can see both the mutual respect between both men. No, Spence has boxed beautifully and has darted in and out. But again, Spence is staying right in the pocket, looking for the big right.
For the unified welterweight championship of the world between who holds one.
And there's Spence right into the body again.
So Spence being the busier fighter, Ugas being more selective. Look at Errol Spence go try to bring the fight.
I really like the body work that Spence has put on Ugas. And that one hurt Ugas, I believe.
Ugas might be hurt.
And then he came upstairs with an uppercut.
You want to talk about a statement? If Errol Spence is able to find a way to stop Yordenis. Spence is pounding on the body of Yordenis Ugas like how he did in the heavy bag in his gym. Look,
Spence is teeing off.
It is target practice for Errol Spence Jr.
And he needs more of that to keep Spence off of him. And now he is being the one bringing that style to Ugas, where he's clearly getting touched. It's almost as if he's just happy to be back in the ring.
Pushed to the limit, and Spence is one of those guys. And I would gather to say that Ugas is one of those guys as well, which is why it is made. Power punches round 5, Errol Spence 17 out of 53. So Spence once again is nearly doubling the punch output.
I have multiple ways I can win a fight. He doesn't believe Ugas.
Box the boxer in Mikey Garcia. People didn't think he could bully Sean Porter. Oh, big right hand.
And Spence is hurt.
What? But my goodness, what a sequence.
Spence is hurt.
Spence is hurt. Oh my gosh.
Spence is
hurt. Has Spence hurt. Deafness to it. Oh my goodness. Midway point of the 6th. You gotta be kidding me, Lawrence Cole.
And now Ugas ripping into them.
Continue to hammer away. And chants of Spence echoing here.
This, both men toe-to-toe. And now Ugas, he feels that he's got the momentum. And Errol Spence is done. But he has remained on his feet. And he is still staying busy and active against Ugas.
And that ends the 6th.
Here's the replay. There was an uppercut. And that was the shot that put Spence's mouthpiece out, and I'm not sure exactly what Spence was doing right there. He went to go look for his mouthpiece in the middle of an exchange, and Lawrence Cole did not stop the fight.
We need better referees in these positions. However,
and you know Spence, you have to figure he is going to really ramp it up here in this 7th round.
Be able to say, I was able to hurt him. Let my hands go. If you're Spence, you're like, okay, I took his 2 for a 37% connect percentage.
And an uppercut. Ugas is hurt.
Ugas is hurt. Spence going on the attack.
Spence wants the knockout.
Ugas is hurt. Ugas' face is swelling. And now Spence looking for the finish.
He's going for the knockout.
Spence looking to close the show. Can he do it? Both men testing each other's wills, their heart, their determination.
And now Spence digging into the body, and now
Ugas comes Ugas
Spence
with the counter right hand of his own, but a straight left backing up Ugas.
Beautiful straight right that stopped Spence in his tracks.
Tip bites of the year. Well, look at this, ladies and gentlemen.
Numerous times already on Ugas.
A beautiful double uppercut followed by the body. The craftsmanship of Errol Spence on display as we head towards the 8th.
This is where he hurt Ugas, right here, an uppercut, and you saw Ugas wince right there, and that is where he kind of wilted, and then Spence really started to unload, and you can tell Spence is just fishing for the knockout. He talked about it early leading up to this fight, but he is absolutely showing it here.
Against Yordenis Ugas, Ugas being backed up. Errol Spence hammering away upon Yordenis Ugas.
Ugas has got to be more active. I don't think he's throwing nearly enough. He can hurt Spence. He has already. Punishment right now.
Playing devil's advocate, Miguel, I don't think that Ugas can see some of the punches.
Stop this fight in this round.
Look at Errol Spence. Pour it on. This crowd. Right eye swelling. This crowd is almost losing their minds. I think that Ugas has got to do something to show everybody at ringside that he is still very much in this fight. See, Spence pick up the pace again. That ends the round. My goodness.
Of Ugas. And he is continuing to just batter Ugas here in this round. It's possible he's landed some big shots.
And you see that Spence coming out, starting very much aggressive here in the 9th. Continues to pour it on and fight with such guts and heart.
Ugas' corner upset, felt like that should have been a point. He was
big
already
hook there by Spence. It is a fact that Spence is beating Ugas to the punch.
Absolutely, he's been quicker. He's landed the more powerful shots.
And there's a right hook that backed up Ugas. Another one. If he still was at the top of his game, I think he has answered those questions with a resounding yes against Yordenis.
Spence was coming in, and Spence kind of winced, and now Ugas backs away. That right eye is in bad shape. Continue to put in the work on Spence's body.
There's a shot to the body by Ugas. Ugas has got to string together combinations.
Low. I mean, they're above the belt line.
Try telling Lawrence Cole on what has been a wickedly entertaining welterweight championship affair.
Busting him up with the jab. Give me some side action. Do not stay in the middle.
Control since the 7th round on body shot. Spence 66, just 28 for Ugas.
But Ugas is not throwing enough.
It goes back to your point, Miguel. You got to wonder, level matchup between Ugas and Spence.
He backs Ugas up. I think he hurt him.
Ugas got backed up. The end could be near. This, no doubt, would be the most gratifying, most
There's an uppercut
satisfying.
that hurt Ugas.
This would be the coronation as him being the kingpin of the welterweight division if he can stop.
On his bicycle, trying to escape Spence.
As Errol continues to pound away on the left side of Yordenis Ugas. And this one is over. Errol Spence Jr. has stopped Yordenis Ugas.
I felt a little off, like my timing was a little off, but I knew I was going to catch on later on in the rounds. So, you know, I just kept working. I kept throwing punches. And
he is the winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated. And now the WBC, WBA, and IBF Unified Welterweight Champion of the World, the Truth, Errol Spence.